Welcome to the Millionaire Maker Show, a podcast helping online coaches monetize their life's work and scale their businesses to create more time, more money, more freedom, and more impact. Now, with over 20 years of business building, coaching, and consulting experience, here's your host, author, speaker, and creator of the Millionaire Maker Coaching Funnel, Lindsay Anderson.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Millionaire Maker Show. I am your host, Lindsay Anderson. And today I'm going to be covering a really important topic. Here we are, we're mid-February. We're already 6 weeks into the year, and it is a very common thing for small business owners to take when they look back over the last 6 weeks and what they got done. Many business owners at this point in the year look back and think that they could have gotten so much more done. And where did the time go? And to really start thinking about, well, if the last 6 weeks went this fast and I didn't achieve my marketing tasks, I didn't develop my systems, I still don't have a strategy to scale my business. I'm not doing those things because I'm not even sure what to do. And you haven't really moved the needle that much. It's time to sit and evaluate. It's it's been 6 weeks. You had big hopes for the new year. How are things going? Because when you start identifying that, mid-February where we are right now, then you can start altering course and start asking yourself, what are those tasks? What do I really need to be doing? What are those profit-producing tasks that I need to be doing right now in order to make sure 2024 is a record-breaking year in your business? And so today I'm going to be walking you through the 5 steps that I highly recommend. When a new client comes to me, I walk them through these 5 steps. If you walk through these 5 steps and you get back to basics and you have a real clear understanding and you stop with the shiny object situation and you just focus on the basics, you follow one person, you time block this, and you take yourself seriously as a professional, you can have a sales and marketing system up and running. You can have several clients coming in by summer. So it's time to buckle down. I'm going to be giving you these 5 steps today so that you can start implementing those and really understand what the basics are and to refocus yourself on those profit-producing tasks. So many online business owners, they don't focus on profit-producing tasks. They spend their time in Canva. They spend their time not selling. They spend their time bossing around their team or recreating masterclasses or trying to come up with a new program or serving too many one-on-one clients or not serving enough one-to-many clients. They get real bogged down when most 99.999% of the people that I talk to really want to produce more revenue in their business. They see revenue and profitability as the way to achieve more time, more money, more freedom, and more impact. Really, the gateway to all this freedom and time and impact you're looking for is through the doors of a very profitable and scalable online business, but you're not going to back into it. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm not going to tell you this is super simple. The good news is everybody can have $1 million business. The bad news is most people won't do the steps. They won't get out of their own way enough to actually do the steps. They start questioning themselves. They start looking for easier ways. They let their ego drive and be in control of everything. And when you do that and you act on fear and you don't just at least a few times a day say, regardless of how I feel, I'm going to go ahead and do this task. And then over that other task, all those tasks you don't want to do is everything that you want. There isn't an easier way. So stop looking. Stop wasting time by thinking that one day you'll just wake up and magically you'll have this $1 million business, because you won't, not without a plan. It's too complicated. And just recommit to yourself to do the basics and do the work so you can scale. It's a very close topic to my heart. And I will tell you why, because I grew up with a lot of financial insecurity. I was keenly aware of my parents' financial issues all the way growing up. When I was very young, my dad was a dairy farmer and we went bankrupt. And after that, we had to buckle down. There was a lot of buckling down. I couldn't buy a yearbook. I had to wonder what classes or courses or anything extra that I could sign up for. I lost a library book and lost several weeks of sleep because I thought that I would put my parents in a financial situation over a lost library book. And this stuff gets built into you. And for me, it's been one of the biggest drivers of me being an entrepreneur. I have a lot of hustle and I move very quickly and I'm not really afraid of a lot of things. And a lot of that I would credit to growing up financially insecure. I thought, okay, once I achieved $1 million business with recurring revenue where I could be on a reality show and leave for 3 weeks, I only had 2 weeks of upfront lead time on that. I came into my office in February. They said, do you have a passport? Can you be on the show? It starts almost immediately. And within 2 weeks, I said yes and was off on my way to the Dominican Republic to be on a reality TV show. My business sustained, okay? My team, the systems, everything ran for themselves. It didn't impact my income. And I left for over 3 weeks. So you would think, okay, by the time you get here, I thought by the time I build my business where I have a sales and marketing system that I can rely on, I'm no longer living launch to launch, but I'm doing invite only events in between. I'm always bringing in sales. I'm not on the revenue roller coaster. I know I'm doing profit producing activities. It's a pleasure to do them because I know that those are the tasks that are required to get done in order to scale. And my launches don't eat all of my time. You would think that by the time I got to this place in my business where my kids, don't want anything. If we want to go on vacation, we'll go on vacation. If we have an emergency, it's not a big deal. That this financial insecurity piece wouldn't constantly always be chasing me. But fact is, I have a little bit of part of me, I call her little Lindsay, that will always be on the lookout, ready and prepared for anything that will threaten my financial situation because I'm scared. That's how I grew up. I grew up wondering, okay? I had the lights would go out. I grew up wondering, can we not go to this grocery store? We've bounced all the checks over here. And that follows you. And of course, there's a process now that I'm in my 40s of like unraveling that and reframing it and wondering what it means to me now. But I think it will always be there. And I'm grateful for it. The hustle I have in my business has allowed me to get unstuck from a lot of those parts that so many people get stuck on. I had a call today. There wasn't the fire there. She was wondering about how I could help her scale her business. She came onto the call. There was no fire. Yeah, I'm dabbling. I hate to break it to you. It is way too competitive. AI is making it so your competitors are moving faster than ever before. Having a lackadaisical, I guess I'll try this business attitude is not going to get you to where you're going. You got to have a little bit of fire because if you don't, there will be no reason for you to get out of your own way and actually do some of the hard stuff because you have to do some hard stuff in business, like it or not. You're just going to have to. And instead of dreading it and trying to work around it and trying to find an easier way, if you face it head on, you can just get it taken care of and realize that behind every obstacle in your business and whatever it is that you're afraid of or afraid to admit that you're afraid of, fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. It's never that scary. The first few times are messy and scary, but then it gets easier and then you get better at it, just like anything else in life. Just like anything else in life. So, long story short, we all have money issues we're bringing into business. We all have self-worth issues we're bringing into business. The easiest way to overcome these and to circumnavigate the ego and to get out of your own way is to follow a step-by-step strategy and to just do the steps. And when you do the steps, it'll bring you sales. And this kind of strategic approach to marketing, and it's an iterative approach, and it's an approach that is backed up by numbers and analytics because you can get so emotional in your business and scared and so unsure because you're out there and you're the leader and you're leading. Okay. And so it can get lonely and scary, especially if you've never ran a business before. And so when you follow a step-by-step strategy, you can get out of your own way. So it's always the 3 S's. That's how you circumnavigate the ego. That's how you know you're working on profit-producing activities. So the 3 S's, you've got to have a strategy from someone you trust. Don't follow 10 different people because that's like trying to put together 10 different jigsaw puzzles. You don't want to be doing that. It'll leave you tired. It'll leave you frustrated. Find someone that you trust and only listen to them. Implement their strategy, study their strategy, iterate on their strategy, and that is how you're going to have a successful marketing and sales campaign. It's not dilly-dallying, halfway trying every strategy that comes along and never being fully committed. The next thing that you need is a system. What do you do every day when you come in? How are you always doing the next best step? How do you know what those profit-producing activities are? How do you know, for a lack of a better example, when you're exercising, how do you know it's arm day or leg day? Because you're following a system, you decided that this is what it was and what was producing profit for you and customers for you. And yes, every time I come in and I spend 30 minutes a day virtual networking, I know that equals clients down the line. So even if maybe I'm having a frustrated day doing that, I know I'm going to have clients down the line. So I'm going to do it because that's the step. If I have resistance, I welcome that and say, behind resistance is everything I want. So you have to have a system. What are you doing every single day to keep the ball rolling? And the third thing you need is sales. The best way to get sales from an online business is going to be to have a conversion event calendar. You always have to be selling. And as you're doing social media marketing or podcasting or running ads or whatever it is that you do to get clients, you have to have conversion events on the calendar. This is where the rubber meets the road and you actually ask people and tell people, hey, if you're in the process and mindset of buying, come to this masterclass. You're obviously very passionate about whatever your problem is. And then you get those right fit clients on a sales call. You do that on a rinse and repeat system. You have the invite only event in your back pocket. You consistently invite people. You have 20 people every Thursday. 10 of them show up, 5 of them get on a sales call, and 2 of them close. That is what is in your future. So system and sales. Conversion event, you want to sit down on your calendar today if you haven't done this and plan out all your conversion events for the whole year. That means for me, I host a 10-day launch 4 times a year. In between launches on weeks that I'm home, I host an invite-only event every single Thursday. This is a masterclass that I speak at length about here on this podcast. I love the invite-only event because it works whether you're just getting started and you don't have any clients and maybe you just left your in-person practice and you're going to go online. If you're just starting, the invite-only event is for you. If you're launching and having 6- and 7-figure launches, the invite-only event is for you. That is why I talk about it so much, and it really is your key to more sales. So here are the 5 steps that I guide people through when they come and work with me, and I recommend that these are the exact same 5 steps that you take now that we're at February 19th, on how you're going to finish up this year. So don't forget, as we go into this, you need the 3 S's, you need a strategy, you need systems, and you need sales. So the first thing that we do is going to be a fast path to cash call. That is to currently analyze all of your assets, what is working, what is not, and really start getting revenue in. What we look at on that call is, where is the low-hanging fruit? Do I have any customers that I'm not thinking about? Okay. Who am I connecting with on posts? What does my $1 million Rolodex look like? Everyone here is sitting on many clients and many sales right there in your experience. You're just not slowing down enough to actually see that. The second thing we do between here and the beginning of summer, identify your platform, your marketing message, and your niching, positioning, and messaging, as well as your VEMs. What are you saying on social media to actually attract those right fit clients to your online business. What is working for you now? Many of you listening to this already have very successful online platforms. Please go and look and see what is performing now, rinse and repeat so that you can replicate what is already working. We also look at what systems can we implement for you to iterate on in your marketing and message to attract new followers. Now, most people, if they take my advice and they put these conversion events on the calendar between now and the beginning of summer, May 1st, you're going to get 2 conversion events on the. So for my clients who come in, we plan on a 1 to 3% conversion. That means if you get 7 sales at $5K, that's $35,000 that you can easily make between here and May 1st. Now, if you make 7 sales at $10K, that's almost $70K that you are sitting on that you cannot see without doing an audit like I'm walking you through here. The third thing we do with my clients is we look at their pricing and program strategy, the length of their program, the components of their program, the pricing. Now, most people listening are not charging what they're worth. Because we know all the benchmarks, because of my vast experience not only running my own coaching business, helping others in my coaching programs, and my Done For You agency, we help a lot of people in many different niches. And so we're able to know what those benchmark rates are. Most people aren't charging the right prices. And not only that, they're spending too much time in their programs. You don't want to be creating this business that, you have to show up every day. You don't want another job. You actually want a business that serves you. The fourth thing we cover is a conversion event strategy and the systems within it. I look and ask people, what is it you are currently doing, okay? When we talk about the invite-only event, what will those individuals want to come to? What does that look like for you? What will that invite-only event be called? This thing is low tech, so you don't need a lot of marketing assets. You can go into summer knowing that you have a system. Many businesses can slow down in the summer. What you want is to not get to summer and be like, okay, now it's the fall. What you want is to set up a business that will prepare you for the rest of the year and to really have success. The fifth thing we cover is a sales call system. If you're not focused on sales, if you've never been trained on sales, then you are missing out on so much profitability in your online business. And so if you take these steps and you get conversion events on your calendar and you get a sales call system built up and you know what you're posting on social media, your vibe, your experience, your methodology and skills, there is no reason why you cannot be scaling this online business by summer. But it's important to stop and look and evaluate what you have and to slow down in order to speed up. So there you have it, another episode of the Millionaire Maker Show. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's very important. Time will go by regardless on if you're working on these things or not, and running away from the tasks in your business that you don't want to focus on or you don't want to grow into will keep you small. As they say, it is so essential to make decisions based on who you want to be, not who you are now. And that is quite literal advice. You have to constantly decisions about investing, decisions about how you show up for work every day, decisions on how you position yourself in content. You always have to be acting like that bigger version of yourself in order to actually achieve those goals as the bigger version of yourself. So for me, it's a big play, okay? You know that's who you are, and you really channel that in. You show up in the biggest way possible. You show up as your most authentic self, knowing that you can change lives, you can do what you need to do, you can have a profitable business, and when you show up that way, you can also be attracting your right fit clients. So there you have it. Thank you so much for listening today. If you love the show, please join me out on social media at the.millionaire.maker.show, both on Instagram and TikTok. I would love to see you over there. And cheers to you and your success.
Thank you for listening to the Millionaire Maker Show with master business coach and creator of the Millionaire Maker Coaching Funnel, Lindsay Anderson. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time.